When it comes to video formats, we have quite a lot that are still around, whether it's, DVDs, Blu-rays. In this case, it's God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness. But, also we have Blu-ray 4K. But back in the 80s, we had a huge variety of formats to choose from, such as VHS, Laserdisc, Beta disc, but the format we're spoiling today is
RCA Stereo Video Disc wants you to see the music. See the music. Anytime you want. Anytime at all. It's music like you've never seen. Video like you've never heard. See the music. Buy an RCA Stereo Video Disc player now and get a 6-pack. A stereo music 6-pack of great video discs. $150 value, free. Featuring Flashdance and more. RCA Video Disc. Right now.
More of
Compact Electronic Disc, or CED. I butchered that. I totally butchered that. Before we get in too far, perhaps we should get some details about this format, and that it was created by RCA, Radio Corporation of America, with its main use being video and audio could be, played back on a TV using a special styles and high-density groove system, similar to phonograph records. I like this record. It's Beauty and the Beast. They first started being released on March 22nd, 1981, and you're probably thinking that this format was big. It was so big, and it was probably a success. Well, it only lasted for 5 years before being discontinued in 1986. Details for the CED is that the disc came in caddies that you inserted into the machine, and then once the disc was inside it, pull it out.
you stick it in here like this.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then what I was thinking when I first tried this, I had no idea how the fuck it worked. So then I started trying to jam this thing up to the play position, but that doesn't work because what you're supposed to do is slide this out, and now you can see that the movie is actually inside the thing.
It's in there now.
Yeah.
So that's just this part of it's just like a a container.
And it would play 60 minutes per side before you would have to flip it over to play the next part of the program that you are watching. This format was originally to come out in 1977, but it kept getting pushed back from issues such as turmoil and high turnover at RCA. And if you need a modern context to help you better understand this, remember the PSP? Well, the discs in that were a case that were tiny to protect the games. The plan for this was to sell the CED and their players for cheap and have them in homes, in 50% of homes by 1983. Keep in mind, in 1982, 30% of homes owned a Betamax player, 18% owned a VCR, and only 8% owned Laserdisc players. The film that had kind of put a stop on this was...
Come. You still remember, Admiral. I cannot help but be touched. I, of course, remember you.
What is the meaning of this attack? Where is the crew of the Reliant?
Surely I have made my meaning plain. I mean to avenge myself upon you, Admiral.
Wrath of Khan. How did this happen exactly? Well, Paramount had released the film so cheap in 1983 that it had gotten people to buy the film on VHS and had doomed the Betamax version of the film. After which, Paramount released their films within a $18, $19, and $39 from being originally $79 or $89. Or $89 for being Betamax titles and $49 for older films for Betamax. While the CED was cheaper, being affordable, each disc retailing $39 for new releases and $14.99 for older films. But looking back, VHS had a better picture quality and sound. It would eventually lead to CED's downfall. So saying CED has become kind of repetitive, I feel like. The price range for CEDs would slowly change in 1985 and 1986, with new films in that format being released for $19 for new films and just $7.99 for older films. Then in 1986, RCA had gone bankrupt because the CED format and the companies and its right being bought by General Electric. Then in the 80s and 2000s, its name was used for products such as flat screens, freezers, and remote controls. Some of their best films for this format that were most sold include Star Wars, Star Trek the Motion Picture, and the James Bond films.
I admire your courage, Miss...
Trench. Sylvia Trench. I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
And also would be the film things that would be used from this format were episodes of Star Trek. So it seems like Paramount had a big thing going on with this format with RCA. But did you ever have any the CED, or did you prefer Betamax? Did you prefer Laserdisc, or did you prefer VCR, VC? Where is that thing? I would really love to talk about this because it is, my gosh, it's dark. I really love to talk about this one, because this one looks hilarious. Sleep Soft, or The Sandman's Last Rites. It reminds me of like a Nightmare on Elm Street meets Sandman from the Sam Raimi films, from Spider-Man 3. See you next time.